No need to stress. We have the couch for you with Dr. Pez.
There we go. Sorry about that. So, Dr. Pez. Dr. Pez, I have some things troubling me, and only you can help me. I've been thinking about this all day, and I just don't know what to do. We've got Brock Purdy out for weeks. We've got Joe Burrows out for weeks. We've got other big-name stars, that Austin Eckler, probably career-ending. All these guys that were going to have some type of role on fantasy teams on the ER for several weeks. Are the backups capable? Should we go getting those guys? What should we be doing with all these injuries?
So the Austin Eckler one's easy because cross-key merit is pretty much on a team in every single league now. So that's kind of, if you've got Austin Eckler, you've got... Austin Eckler's not too bad because if you're relying on Austin Eckler in your team's probably absolute dog turd anyway.
Not doing too well.
Because you could pick Austin Eckler up for free. Like, unless you're in a big league, Austin Eckler was always free. So really, it's kind of, you flush him down the toilet. Brock Purdy now, looking at Mac Jones will be serviceable. But if you're relying on Mac Jones and there's no one else, it's a squeaky bum time because the Cardinals' defense doesn't look too bad, but I think he'll have an all right game there. The Jags aren't looking too shabby. So you've got the Cardinals, the Jags, the Rams, and the Bucks, and that's the range where he's meant to be coming back.
Right.
They need him. Realistically, they need him back for that Rams game because it could start slipping a little bit away from them. Like they look like they would have wiped the Saints at the start of that game, but somehow the Saints just wore them down, clawing back. So you're just clicking and hoping with Matt Jones, really. Joe Burrow.
Jake Browning, man. He had 32 fantasy points.
And the issue is Jake Browning's come in with, like, it's all this fickle stuff you hear, like, the coaches haven't scouted him, the players haven't. So I think it was just one of them games where he came in during the game, they were, like, ready for Joe Burrow, and they got someone completely different, whereas I think he could get a win against the Vikings, especially after what I witnessed against the Falcons. Like, I think he could get a win against the Vikings because I think JJ McCarthy's going to be really slow. But then they've got the Broncos, the Lions, the Packers, the Steelers, the Jets. The Bears, I'm not too worried about. That's all before the bye week. And he's meant to be out for 3 months. Like, their season could be done in that stretch. And I think Jake Browning will just turn into a pumpkin because he's going to get destroyed.
You know, the Bengals, they're going to have one of the greatest quarterbacks of the next 10 years and end up making the playoffs like twice.
It's mad, isn't it? It is. It's mad. Who else went down? Did Devonta Smith come back in?
Yeah, sorry. My son is asking to watch the TV. So
can you do it? Yeah. So
I noticed that someone posted in the Orkney chat group that it is IR season, and there are, from what I can see, it seems like there have been quite a few injuries. Problem is, I can't remember everyone that went out, and I was just doing a search. And everyone that's on the IR list on the top of the search are the defensive players. So I wasn't able to get a complete list. Yeah, go ahead.
I know Devonta Smith went into the medical tent. Justin Fields went into the medical tent. I didn't see anything about him, though. Did he come back in the game?
All I heard about Justin Fields was bullshit, motherfucker, right in the hell? He's going to cost me the freaking league. from Martin.
Yeah, so Tyrod played.
Yeah. So
I've not seen. 1 minute, let me do a quick search on Justin Fields because I don't remember anything coming up about him and why he went off. To be honest,
they
1
probably
minute.
faked the injury, so they have an excuse to get him off the field.
Right, questionable concussion. So he should be back. He should be back. That's the only notable ones I can remember.
Those are the ones I can think of. And while I am on the couch here, Dr. Pez, I would like to see how you are feeling with the Seahawks.
1 minute, Pork.
Yes.
Johnny put a good comment in. He's talking to Everett. You're right, Everett. What do you think about the Bengals trading for Cousins? I don't think they can afford him.
Yeah, it's
but
like
they can somehow do some cat gymnastics with it. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it can happen. Yeah, I don't think they have money for that. That's the big thing about signing Hendrickson, right? They didn't have a huge amount of cap room, but they have 3 huge cap players already with the 2 wide receivers and Burrows. Go ahead.
The more you think about it, it's actually a good point to actually talk a bit deeper on because we talked about Joe Borosoli, but we saw Jake Browning service like Jamar Chase quite well with yardage, and it's a bit like is it Cooper Rush for the Cowboys with CD Lamb? CD Lamb just pure volume, especially in PPR, pure volume. He managed to keep stable points, but I was talking to Joe this morning, and about the situation because I've got Chase Brown in one of my leagues. I'm like, what the fuck do I do there? It's like Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. For me, T. Higgins, if you've got T. Higgins and you're relying on him, I'd start worrying now because Jake Brown isn't going to be able to be serviceable for all these receivers. I think the tight ends are going to get a bump up because he's going to use them as like a dump off machine. Chase Brown might still be serviceable in just dump offs, yak yards, and Jamar Chase. But I think any other Bengals player for me, I think you want to be seeing if anyone loves T. Higgins and will take him off your hands for someone who's a relatively flex position scorer.
Yeah, that's probably some solid advice. Injuries, man, can take the best teams that the fantasy league has and just destroy it in 1 week. It's amazing how much injuries play a role in fantasy football.
Manion's here. He's had a bad week. He's had a bad weekend. I think this is the quietest I've heard him in an NFL weekend, to be quite honest.
Yeah, he's not so full of bluster recently.
And he's about to get the chop.
Mr. Bluster has turned into Mr. Flustered. Yeah, I beat him last week. So, and then he's going to get chopped this week. He's not having a good couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's having a.
Or Ian.
What do they call it? The sophomore slump.
Yeah,
he's having a proper.
And then he'll end up running the tables probably.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to mute him on the chat.
So we had mentioned the Cowboys and Eagles game already. It was an exciting game. I didn't stay up. I fell asleep at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But the Seahawks and Steelers, I had actually predicted the Steelers to win. It just looked like that's the feeling, the way that it was rolling. But the Seahawks came out ready to go. Darnold played much better, I think, than he did last week. he's still looking, he's not going to win the Super Bowl for you, but he can get you to the Super Bowl. And he probably won't lose it if, right, they're able to get there, if they can rely on their defense.
The difference between week 1 and week 2 is the use of the run game, getting Ken going. Like, it's so weird because Ken had a really slow week last week and Zach had a really bad running week this week. And Ken was getting rolling. You could see it in the first half. Ken was just there and you could see he's ready to just break one and he needs it. He needs that confidence builder for the season. And they kept on using Zach and I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you can see he's the hot hand. And this isn't just like my love for the player. It's just for the team in general. I couldn't give a shit. Like, if Zach goes off next week, I don't care as long as the team wins. Just use the hot hand and stop being fucking cute with it. And eventually in the second half, they did that. And it paid off. Like, the first half stunk as shit. Like, you summed it up perfectly. If we got to the Super Bowl and it was on Darnold to win it for us, we'd be fucked. Because that first half stunk. He was staring down his receivers, all these things you hear. He was like staring down his receivers to the point where I think I could have picked him off at some point. It was ugly. And then the second half, he came out and he was a lot more throwing with anticipation, not hesitating, just getting in and out, playing with a lot more calm and flow. And that second half looked so much better. But the offense still needs a lot of work to figure it out. But that game and as a whole, from the struggles at the start to how it ended, I think they will figure the system they like out. But this defense, man, over 2 weeks, like, it's elite. If obviously injuries are always a factor, but it's top 5. Like, it's top 5. The way they're going, the trajectory they're going on that front, the D line that we got is fucking disgusting. Like,
way better than the Giants D line, which was supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. Yeah. Right?
Like, I think we've got 17 over 2 games. We've got 17 pressures.
Nice.
I think it leads the league. Like, that front line is just decimating all lines and it's paying off because our secondary is so good. And that was without Spoon. That was without essentially our best defensive weapon. And we pretty much manhandled them. I'm excited for this defense. This defense gets me going. We still got players to get back fully healthy, get back to game shape, adding to the rotation and stuff. Like, that defense is legit. Over 2 weeks, it's absolutely legit. And Ken's back.
Well, I think so far this season has been a crazy NFL season. I have a team with like Burrows and Chase and Jefferson and Regan, like the Brian Thomas Jr., and I ended up scoring like 62 points. I mean, how does that happen? Right? We had a week where Chase scored only 3 points, and we have other wide receivers are dominating. I'm excited about this season. So, Dr. Pez, appreciate you. And
he is back. Just a quick one.
Yes.
Just a quick one. You made a very good point that I actually wanted to bring up. Justin Jefferson is one we should definitely monitor.
Yes.
Because there'll be a lot of people crying over that first round draft pick. I think JJ McCarthy will get better, but you're going to have to just have stones to wait for that to kick in and hope he's not.
So, it's going to have to wait him out and let him grow. I think McCarthy is going to be a great quarterback. But
Mannion's lashing out now.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that maybe we can petition Sleeper to have his name cut to El Cut, yo. Or, hey, El Suck, yo.
You know at the back of the year, if he runs the table, he's coming for you like there's like a fucking free trade.
You're like really hard.
Before we move on, another one you mentioned there is Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Brian Thomas Jr. is a really good player, and he had really good numbers last year. But people forget he got a lot of them numbers with Matt Jones, not with
That's
Trevor
right.
Lawrence. He struggled
That's right.
with Trevor Lawrence, and you're seeing it again now. He's struggling with Trevor Lawrence again. Like most of his points came with Matt Jones just slinging it.
I read that earlier today, and I made some big trades to get Thomas Jr. because I think that he did that as a rookie. He's just going to get better. But another guy, Hawkinson, I don't know. It's like he's fallen off the face. I mean, he's not even relevant anymore.
Everett, I was going to bring that up. I saw Everett's comment. I think the whole Vikings offense is going to really struggle whilst JJ McCarthy gets comfortable in the league and in the system. So I was really high on TJ Hawkinson. I thought he'd been like a safety valve, dump off machine, yards after contact, all the metrics where tight ends can get loads of points, especially in like an Orkney scoring system. And it's just not happening at the moment. So if he's your one guy, like when we reviewed the leagues and some people just had TJ Hawkinson, you're sweating your tits. And
well, he's my second tight end. I have McBride as number one, but Hawkinson's killing me in this Orkney league, man, because of the tight end premium, right?
But, and Joe makes a good point about Thomas Jr. He's scared of contact, and you could say this is something and nothing, right? But I watched at the very end of that game. Do you know when they do the whole fucking chuck it around and try and make something happen shit?
Right.
So Travis Etienne got the ball, and Brian Thomas Jr. was on his outside, and he kept looking at him to, shovel it back, keep the play alive. And it's like Etienne was going to do it and then stopped because it's like his whole body language was like, nah, don't throw me the fucking ball, because there was like a defender near him. He's like, nah, don't throw me the ball. And then he had the chance to like help Travis Etienne create a hole by blocking a guy, and he just didn't do it. He was like half-assed. I know that might be a bit big brain look at it, but like Joe said, it's like he is scared of contact because he is a thinner receiver. It's like contested catching and stuff like that could be his downfall, even though he's got all the ability to be a really good wide receiver.
One of the IUTs on him, I believe, as well. He kind of gave up on the ball and was scared to fight for it, and they picked him off. Yeah.
I don't know, Everett. I don't know. I think Brock Bowers will still get his touches just because Geno loves slinging it. But the thing with Geno is he actually prefers to sling it in the short intermediate over the middle. Geno loves attacking over the middle. And I think that's where Brock Bowers will
never really
probably
had a tight end as a top scorer, though, right? I mean, I don't know if that's the tight end he had, Noah Fant and etc. in Seattle, but he's never had a high-scoring tight end.
Yeah, the thing with the Seahawks is it's like we're allergic to tight ends. Like Mike McDonald has, like we are starting to use them a lot more in the last 2 years, but I was really out on Brock Bowers over a full season just because of Pete, because it's Pete who doesn't really like using the tight end. But that first week, he was just attacking Brock Bowers like there was no tomorrow. So for me, he's a wait and see. It's more how does the injury impact his game, and does Michael Mayer then get to remind everyone that he is a fucking elite tight end as well? You know what I mean? Does that share start going 50-50 instead of Brock Bowers taking everything?
And so since you are the doctor on call for the Orkney League, I just thought you might want to send a message to Craig and make sure he's okay, because I noticed in the Pez and Pork Redraft League, he added Kendra Miller to his team. So I'm not sure, what that says about his health. Maybe he's having some hallucinations or something. I'm not sure. His team must be hurting if he's adding Miller.
I'll prod Craig a little bit because I'm in a lot of leagues with him, and to be honest, at quick glance, some of his teams suck this year. I don't know what. Is he having a bit of fantasy overload? But some of his teams suck this year. His points and that are just horrendous. So
he had a few pints when it was his turn to pick.
He's sacrificed his whole fantasy season just for the Packers to be good and then fail in the playoffs.
Yeah, and he made that big trade for Hunter as well. So
yeah,
gave up a lot for that.
Martin,
all right.
Just a quick one because Martin put a comment in about Aurora. Yeah, he will be once the Seahawks get this offense stabilized and they get their system fully implemented and everyone's in sync in that system. Aurora is going to. He should have some big games because he can catch from every angle, every position. His catch radius is ridiculous, and he's like a fucking brick wall when he starts getting running. So I expect Aurora to have some big games, but again, have him in the best ball where you don't need to guess them big games because I think he's going to be one of them guys who's a flash in the pan. He might get down the season, he might get 20 points one game and he's sat on your bench and then you play him the next game and he gets 5. So he could be a stash in a deeper league, but he's a very much wait and see because that offense needs to sort of shit out.
Excellent. All right. So that's a good segment with the Dr. Pez on the couch. And I'm just curious, are you a lover of elephants? Is there something I don't know about?
What, because of the picture?
Yeah. I mean, I never.
That's a pork.
Is that a pork? Is that a pig?
That's you dickhead.
That is a pig. That's me. I got it. Because it was you before.
Because you're on, but you're on the couch, aren't you?
That's me on the couch. I got it. That's a huge nose for a pig, man.
Oh, fuck's sake. On a down note, to sully the show, Duke got another win in the dynasty. Piece of shit.